Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting for everybody to come in. And as usual, I just want to go ahead and share from my end. Today is going to be a blessed time, amazing time together. If you are just coming in, let me know where you're watching me from. I want us to have chit chats today, guys. Happy Sunday to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share from my end. I'm trying to share. Please give me a thumbs up when you come in today. I want us to actually talk about how to handle failure, right? So when things go wrong, when things go the way you don't really want them to be, how do you handle it? Let's talk about that because I know that a lot of my channel actually I've been talking a lot, and I mean a lot, about succeeding, going for your dreams, achieving your goals and all those kind of good stuff, right? But it's so unfortunate, that there are some times that you really try to go for your dreams, you try to be all motivated and all those kind of stuff, but you end up not, realizing your goals. Is it that you are a failure? Is it that you're not worthy? Is it that you're good for nothing? Because sometimes it's really, really, guys, I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I just want to share it from my end. So sometimes, is it that you're not good enough? Is it that you're not worthy? Is it that you're not deserving? Or what is really the problem? Because personally, in my life, I've had times and situations, where I really try the best that I can do and things don't work out like that. I want to just make it. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing, my love? I want you to just know that sometimes it's not that you are the problem. If you are just joining, please give me a thumbs up, share, invite other people. Let's talk about this. As a person, how do you handle failure? How do you handle, when things don't really go right the way you really want them to go? Because I'm telling you, there will come a time when you will do the things that you want to do, when you do the best that you want, you can do and you can be and all whatnot, but it's not going to really, really, come out the way you've really, planned and envisaged and stuff like that. So, however, this is actually a video request. I was talking to a friend yesterday and he was like, "Oh, have you planned anything for your live stream today?" And I was like, "No, I don't even know what, I'm going to talk about." And then he was like, "Oh, let's brainstorm." And then he proposed this video to me. And I was like, "Yeah." Like I always say, this channel is a channel where we build each other up. Happy Sunday, mommy. It's a day where we build each other up. We make each other like realize their goals and tell everybody that, hey, you're beautiful, you're amazing, and all this good stuff, right? But on the other hand, I've been talking about go for your dreams, be motivated, push, 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 and all those kind of stuff, right? We have been doing all of that. What if things, just don't go the way we planned them to go? What are we going to do, right? That's what I want us to talk about today, guys. It's very easy, it's very normal sometimes, in quotes, to put set goals and plans and they don't go that way. Sometimes it goes wrong. And you may be watching me and you're like, oh my gosh, Bella, right? So thing is going on, which is true. Maybe in your relationships, you've been putting in your best and it's not working with your significant other. It could be a relationship with your friends, your sister, your mother, your daddy, whatsoever, and it's not going the way you planned for it to go. Sometimes it could be that, your relationships at work. You're trying to do the best that you can do and be, and it's not working like that. Sometimes, you have done the best that you can do. How can you really handle that? Are you a failure? I want you to know that, first of all, failure is a mindset, when things don't go the way you've really wanted it to go. Sometimes you may not succeed at something simply because, there's just something better for you. When it comes to relationships, maybe you've been having failed relationships and stuff like that. Maybe it's just because God has something better, or somebody rather better for you. That is why things are not going the way you want them to go. Sometimes you'll be like, oh my gosh, did I not put in the work? Look, there are times you will even study, do the best you can do, be the best in your relationship. Like I tell, like the last time I was talking to women, I said, in your relationship, if a man doesn't want to stay, he will not stay. You can cook, clean, do dishes, have kids with him or buy him whatever. If he does not want to stay, he will not stay, because that is a decision. It does not necessarily mean that you, this lady, you are not worthy or you are a failure. Okay. So talking about it, maybe your day-to-day life rather, maybe you have plans that you want to do. Maybe you want to go to school, you want to learn a trade, you want to start a business, just whatever. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And all these things, you are putting them in mind and you're putting them into consideration, and things just don't work out the way you want them. Because I know I'm a strong believer of, oh, learn a trade, start a business, and all of that. Thank you, Daddy. And all those things. And what's going on, the things are not going on the way you want them to go. Why? They always say that all the fingers are not the same. Sometimes you ask yourself, like, Lord, why must my own finger be the shortest, right? I just want to tell you that if you feel that something, it's a reason for you to do it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's a reason for you to do it over and over again. And you don't have to sit down and say, you know what, I'm good for nothing, I'm worthless. Because I want to reiterate this thing to you, that when you don't succeed at something, there's really high level of hopelessness. Sometimes you become so hopeless, anxiety may kick in and all those kind of things. Sometimes you may be so hopeless, because hopelessness is the norm of the day. It touches your ego, your self-esteem. You become like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think I can do this. And all those kind of stuff, guys. Sometimes it's normal to feel like that. But the thing is, when you feel like that, what do you do? Right? When you feel downcasted, when you feel like, oh, you're hopeless, you're helpless, when you feel so anxious about life, what would tomorrow be like? What will my tomorrow be like? I used to be this person before now. I used to be so anxious. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be a failure. These things are not working the way I want them to be. When I just accepted that it's not going to work like that, and I decided to depend on God more, things in my life began to fall in place. The truth is, for you to not accept that you are a failure, you need God. That's just the bottom line of it. You need God to actually say, God, you know what? This thing, it's not working the way I want to. There's this adage that says that pray like there's no God. And when it's time to, pray like there's no, it doesn't involve your hard work. And work like your hard work depends only on your hard work and not God. What is it trying to say? It's trying to say you have to balance everything. Balance spirituality with your physicality. That is just the real truth. In as much as you pray so hard, work so hard as well. You can't, there's this adage that people say that, oh, God cannot bless an empty basket. Right? When, they always say that from the parable, the story that is in the Bible where Jesus prayed for the fish and loaves of bread and shared it to everybody. The basket was not empty. It was filled with something. So in as much as maybe you're trying to go for your dreams, you're studying, you're trying to learn a business and all of that, do something and say, God, this is what I'm doing. Bless the work of my hands. Now, somebody may be saying, oh, Bella, you know what? I've read, I've studied, I've prayed, I've done all these things, but it's still not working. Right. Like I said, you have to balance physicality with spirituality and vice versa. Maybe you may be on the other side of the screen. You may be feeling like you may be feeling like all hope is lost. You may be feeling downcasted. You may be feeling down like, oh my gosh, and all whatnot. Today, guys, I want us to talk with, how do you deal with failure? When things don't really go the way you want them to go, how do you deal with that? When things are going down the drain, how do you deal with that? You may be watching and you're married with kids and all of that, with a family, or you may be a woman or a mother with children. How will you even put food on your table for your kids because you don't even know how tomorrow is going to look like? Now, this may kind of be extreme and all of that. This is something I noticed. Some people, in quotes, they think that maybe because things are better for them today, they are so better than others, or they think that other people, that things are not working for them, it means that they are a failure. That's one thing I noticed, and that's not necessarily true. Because there's this group that I am in. One of the people in the group said, oh, those of you, because one thing I noticed is most people that go out of the country, sometimes they feel that they have arrived. Sometimes they feel that, oh my gosh, maybe because I'm out of the country, I'm not like in Africa, I think I'm better off, than you people. You guys over there are just being lazy. There are so many things you can do and all of that. The truth is, Africa, there are so many things, a line of business that people can do there. Don't get me wrong, some people in Africa are truly lazy. However, some people just generalize it like, oh my gosh, you're in Africa because you're lazy, that's why you are still there. No, just because somebody's out of the country doesn't even mean that they are well to do or better off than some people back there. Why am I giving this? I'm trying to balance the equation. Don't think that, because maybe things are going better for you and you have a job, it doesn't mean that another person who doesn't have a job is a failure because they don't have a job. Just because you may have a relationship and it's working, or you're married, you have kids or children, it doesn't mean that the person who does not has probably done some terrible things, that's why they don't have those kids. Or you who has things going on for you, it doesn't mean that you're better off than someone who things may not be moving for. There's this adage in pidgin that says life not turn by turn. Today it may be your turn, to succeed and be happy and all those things, and tomorrow it's another person's turn. So just because you're maybe better off than somebody right now, things may be moving for you, it doesn't mean that other people that things are not moving for, it doesn't mean that they are lazy, guys. So this is a balance. If things are not moving for you, it's high time for you to actually rise up on your feet and start hustling. Try to do the best that you can do. The thing is, do your best, and if your best is not good enough, that's fine. At least do your best, pray, and let God do the rest. Okay. So guys, I want, like I said, let's talk with failure. Let's say, how will you really handle failure? And I want you to know that failure is not just a word. Failure can be a person, can be personified. If you let failure put your back on the ground, then you will fail, because life is about doing one thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results at each time, right? So let's say, or let's assume that you're trying to go to school and maybe you did not do well in your first test or first assessment. You can do it again the second time, right? So if it didn't work, you try again, and there you go, you did it. So yesterday, by the grace of God, I was talking to a sister friend of mine from my church, and we were just talking and having a conversation, and she was giving me a testimony, about her. She said, Bella, you know what? When I did my first, she said she wrote her NCLEX examination. So when she did the first time, she didn't succeed. The second time, she did not succeed. The third time, all this time around, she was like doing it and praying. And the next time, she did not even study as much as the other times, but she succeeded. So she was saying that the first times, she was praying and so, but this time around, she balanced everything and things worked out for her. Why am I sharing this testimony with you guys? I wasn't even planning to share it, but why am I saying it? I'm saying that in as much, this is especially for my Christian sisters, in as much as you're praying, study and do the best that you can do. In as much as you be like, oh, I'm working hard, it's not only about your hard work. This brings me to these people in my country. I'm not trying to mock at them. I'm just trying to pass a message, guys. There are these guys that when you go to the market, they call them truck pushers. So it's like a trolley, like in the US or Canada, or like you developed countries, when you go to the grocery store, you have like a card where you push. But these people, they push like there's a card that they push and they put your things in there for you. These people make a lot of money. However, maybe when when they are done with all these things, you will get to pay them maybe less than 10 cents, or like 10 cents or 20 cents, just for pushing, or it's like 10 cents actually, like 10 cents or less, just for pushing your cart for you. So imagine how much people they will probably have to push, let's say about, no, I think it's about maybe 20 cents. Yeah, about 20 cents. So they'll need to push a lot of people just to even make $1, about 5 people. And imagine if they need, or they want to make $20 a day, they'll need to push a lot of people, almost 100 people or 100 cards a day, excuse me, just to make good money. So they are working so hard, but there's somebody somewhere that will not even have to do that to make that money. So why am I giving this illustration? It's not necessarily, although hard work pays, it's not really hard work, because some people work super duper hard. Working like hard work does not necessarily involve your energy, because these people use a lot of energy and they don't make so much money. So how do you deal, with failure when things don't really go the way you want? The first thing I want to talk about is you need to accept that that thing that you're trying to do did not work out. You have to accept that, you know what, this thing is not working out. This thing did not work out the way I planned or I envisaged. Right now, I will be a better person. I'll make better choices and all whatnot. So you need to accept it. Because when you accept it, then you start living. Because, hey, if you cannot accept that, then you will not be happy. Everything is going to go downhill. Everything will go down the drain. So accept that these things are not working the way you really wanted for it to work, guys. And the next thing is see it, as an opportunity or as a step closer to your success. Let's assume that you started a business and it wasn't working. Okay, you accepted that. What are you going to do? What is the thing that is going to happen that you really say, you know what, this is success? You learn, right? It's one day at a time. They always say, there's this adage that they say that a journey of 1,000 miles always begins with a step. So you have to put a step, like start doing something somewhere, somehow. So you have to always begin with a step. You know that it didn't work the last time. So this is, you see it as another step towards your success. If your plan is maybe to go to music school or start a trade, just because people laughed at you for singing off pitch doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give up on that dream. No. See it that every criticism is an opportunity or is one step closer to you being that artist that you've always wanted to do or to be, so, or to become. So know that if you feel it's your one step closer to your success. Look at the Mark, the founder of Facebook, or one of, oh yeah, the person who is a founder of Facebook. He did things over and over and over again. They are all dropouts. So don't think that your success should be determined, by people's definition or people's line that they draw and say, oh, you need to do this or achieve this for you to be a success. No, don't do that. Your success should not be determined rather by other people's definition of success. It should be determined by your own and God. Don't let everybody say, oh, everybody's doing it this way. If you're not doing it this way, know that you are a failure. No, don't. You are not a failure. You are a success. So go ahead and say, you know what, it didn't work last time, so I'm one step closer to my success. Okay. So, excuse me. The next thing I want to talk about is that you have to, first of all, after accepting and everything, recognize that, you know what, this thing didn't work out, and do not try to cope unhealthy with unhealthy things, like, oh my gosh, I think this thing failed, I'm a failure, so you know what, it's unhealthy for me, let me just go ahead and start eating, binge eating, and the next thing is you're gaining weight and all those kind of stuff. No. And or don't just say, oh my gosh, I'm good for nothing. Maybe you're coping it with having bad character, developing bad attitudes, different kinds of unhealthy addictions, of maybe drinking, smoking, and doing drugs as a coping mechanism. What is your coping mechanism? Is it unhealthy because you're trying to deal or handle failure? No. As a beautiful woman or as a man watching me, you cannot use different unhealthy things to actually cope. So what you need to do is that develop a healthy lifestyle, a healthy habit, a healthy coping mechanism to cope with failure. It could be maybe going out, just stepping out. Get out of the house, walk at the park, surround yourself with good people that love you, that value you, and all those kind of good stuff, right? Do things that are actually amazing and beautiful things. Don't just sit there and say, you know what, well, I'm done, I'm good for nothing, this thing is never gonna work, I knew it's not gonna work from the word go. No, don't sit and judge yourself and be hard on yourself. No, it's not gonna work like that. There's so much more to you than that thing that did not work out for you. So when you discover all those things and all of that, you accepted it and all whatnot, the next thing you need to do is you need to evaluate yourself and reevaluate yourself again. What went wrong? What did I do that I didn't do? Maybe, you're trying to start a business. Maybe you're doing it at the wrong hours. Maybe your niche of people that the niche of people that you're surrounding you with yourself with, maybe they are not even going that direction. What did you do wrong? Reevaluate yourself and learn from there. This is going to be a learning curve. When you don't succeed at doing the things that you really want to do, there is a learning curve for you. You need to say, I did this yesterday, so what did I do? Maybe I was putting in just 5 minutes. Now let me try to put in 6 minutes, or 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Before I did 30 minutes. Now let me go an hour. Try to do it. Put better time and energy investing into what you want to really do, that you know that deep inside of you, it's going to give you joy, happiness, and peace, and all those good stuff, guys. So the next thing is, after reevaluating yourself, what you did wrong and all of that, how do you move forward? Think about it. What are the things that I'm going to do for me to move forward, to actually being this movie star that I want to do? Sometimes I've realized a lot of people that may not even support your vision. They may not even be there to cheer you up. Most of the time, there are people that will come from outside. That's people you don't even know anything about. How do you move forward? How do you do better things and make better choices and all of that? How do you move forward? Are you trying to have a mentor, or are you trying to be a mentee to somebody who has done that before? Are you trying to learn it better, spend more hours with that? How do you move forward with this? How are you going to do it? Are you going to spend more time investing in your art and in your craft? Are you going to watch more YouTube videos to learn about it, guys? You have to put all these things into consideration. Think about it. What and how will you move forward? It did not work. Are you going to spend more time investing on that thing? Are you going to niche down to what you love, what you want to do, and what you want to be, and all whatnot? So I want you to know that when you don't, or when things don't really work the way you want them to do you make it personal? Don't make it personal at all. People fail all the time. People plan things, and it doesn't work the way they want it to be. Even the Bible says that many are the plans in a man's heart, just the will of God comes to pass. Maybe it's not the will of God for you at that time. Maybe you want to start a business and you've lost everything. Maybe it's not the will of God for you to do that business at that time. Maybe not even with the right people and all whatnot. Don't make it personal. Take it as an opportunity to be a better person, to be a better version of yourself, and rise up and say, you know what, I can do this. I'm going to do this, and all those good stuff. Don't make it personal, guys. Don't at all. And I'm telling you, you will realize that it's always going to be worth it. So don't dwell on it either. Don't say, oh my gosh, I'm good for nothing, I'm worthless, and all those mean things that you can say to yourself. No, don't dwell on it. Move on. Life still continues. Move on. Be happy and all of that. The last but not the least thing I want to talk about is when things don't work the way you want them to be, make sure, know that it is a learning curve. It is a time where you can be better, you can do better, you can act better. It's a time when you should put in your utmost best. Most people that make it in life do things over and over and over again. And when you do these things over and over and over again, make sure that you are expecting different and better results each time you are doing them. Because I'm telling you, there is always the end of a thing is always better than the beginning thereof. I'm telling you, I don't know what you may be watching. I don't know what you're going through. You may be downcasted. You may be feeling down, depressed, and all whatnot, guys. Listen, if you think that you are a failure, you are definitely not a failure. Go ahead and keep hustling, keep grinding, keep going for your dreams, keep doing all those amazing and beautiful things that you really want to do. And I'm telling you that it will not look like it. It may not seem like it. You may be thinking that, oh, Bella, you're just talking because of or whatnot. Sometimes, like on my channel, it may not be going the way I want it. I may not have a lot of views, the way I want it to be, because I put so much effort into it. Why? It's a personal conviction. People that are in your inner circle, they may not even share your things. They may not even support you. Guess what? I keep doing it. Why? Because it's a passion for me. I know what I want. I know what I want to say or to talk to people about. Why? That's because, hey, people people are out there, or there's somebody out there who wants to, or who wants and needs to hear my message of telling them that they are beautiful, that they are worthy, and they are good for something. It may not always be like it sometimes. The people that you think that will support you in your goals, maybe in your career, in your business, and all of that, they may not even see that value in you. But you have to keep pushing forward. You have to keep moving forward. Listen, achieving your dreams, right, and your goals always has to come with lots of sacrifice. Yeah, you have to sacrifice. People will not support you. People will not be there for you. Don't be mad when things don't work the way you want them to be. Don't be offended. There's always somebody somewhere who will value you, who will see that, you know what, this thing is worth it. So I don't know who really needs to hear this, but go for your dreams. Go for your dreams. Don't listen to people's things. Don't take people's opinion and add it or include it into your own thing and thinking that, oh, let it work because it's probably working for this person. What works for one person, it may not work for you. Stay you, stay unique, stay beautiful, stay amazing, stay you. And in you, there is uniqueness, because in your uniqueness, there's always somebody out there that needs to know and see your uniqueness, for them to be blessed, for them to be encouraged, for them to be like, oh my gosh, I think life is worth meaning. You know, like I always say, we can always make an impact in different aspects of our lives. You can still make an impact, you know, being maybe a nurse. Another person will make an impact being maybe a speaker. Another person, you know, will make an impact being a designer. There's enough room for all of us, guys. Like I'm saying, you guys watching, thank you guys for always coming on here. I want to tell you that you are amazing, you are beautiful. Please don't feel free to reach out to me if you have any video suggestions, any video ideas that you want me to share with you. Remember here that we fix each other's crowns. We are moving to the top. Nothing can stop us. We are all amazing. We are beautiful. We are the beauty of Christ. In this time, we need to showcase and demonstrate that uniqueness that is in us in different aspects of our lives, guys. Thank you so much for coming. This means so much to me, and I really, really appreciate all of you for coming out. You know, it's never gonna be a better yesterday. It's moving ahead. You know, my mom always says this thing that it's ahead. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It means so much to me. Plenty of love from me to you guys. Until next week, it's plenty of love from me to you. Remember that you're beautiful and that you watching me, you are the beauty of Christ. Bye, guys.